What's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. We are your real estate fam, your #1 relocation team here in Lower Alabama, and today is going to be a super fun one. We'll be talking about the truth behind the Alabama housing market. So let's get started.
If this is your first time visiting our channel, welcome. I'm Jess and this is Tony. We're licensed realtors and we drop new videos every Thursday and every Sunday telling y'all everything there is to know about moving to LA.
And Jess is talking about Lower Alabama, not that cesspool in California, but yes, we are licensed realtors here in the state of Alabama, which means just as much as we love making these videos for you guys, we would love more to help you with those real estate needs. That number that's popping up below, we're the ones answering those phone calls, text messages, and those emails. So if you're wanting to move to the area, we'd love to help.
Today actually kicks off all the fun Mardi Gras parades here. The celebrations spread across Lower Alabama from down in Alberta and Gulf Shores all the way up to Mobile and SARALAND.
And everything in between.
A lot of seasonal and holiday stuff here in LA is so much fun, which gives y'all another reason to move to our amazing state. And on the topic of moving, something else that's fun to talk about is the Lower Alabama housing market that's behind all of it and what it looks like specifically for you guys.
That's right. Videos like this are more relevant now than ever. Things are literally changing by the month when it comes to interest rates or housing in general. So we're trying to keep you guys really up to date and in the know as far as what's going on. As of right now, rates have gone up from just 2 weeks ago, and the current average rate for a 30-year fixed mortgage is up to 6.6%. That's up 29 basis points over the last week, which is definitely a spike, as you guys probably know. But what you might not know is we're still helping a ton of y'all move here, because what we're finding out is there's still a ton of opportunity, because now you're not having to offer $100,000 over asking price, right?
Yeah, long story short, y'all, you've got more inventory that's on the market right now, which means there's more opportunities for you. And we get it, interest rates have climbed, but let's talk about that. So first and foremost, hear us out on this. Even though some of the housing prices are starting to come back down or normalize and we're seeing more and more inventory, you have less demand and less over asking offers. So it actually balances out in a sense.
And because we live in the best place on earth, you're almost guaranteed instant equity because of our amazing economy here. If you look at the numbers year after year since the early 2000s, we've gone up about 50% or 2% each year.
Which isn't a crazy high number like Florida, who sees 50% increases every year. But homeowners here in Alabama are still happy for purchasing when they did, I can tell you that.
Now, what's that mean for you, the buyer who's not quite ready yet but is thinking about it in the near future? I'll tell you. It means if you're buying a home and you've got a slightly higher rate, sellers are happy to help with concessions right now to help buy your rate down, because their houses got plenty of equity and they appreciate you as buyers during this time.
And for our first-time home buyers or home buyers who've been out the game for a while, sellers' concessions are closing costs that go towards the buyer's expenses. The past 5 deals we've done, we've been able to successfully negotiate a good bit of our clients' closing costs, and y'all know having to not come up with so much money is a blessing and makes buying a whole lot easier.
So yeah, you're still going to have a slightly higher interest rate than you did 12 months ago, but it's not hard to get your interest rate down if you have a little cash to spend, or you can look at it as not wasting money on rent.
And we're speaking from personal experience because we just moved not even a year ago, so we get what you're going through. And even though it's a little bit higher than what it was, it's still not bad historically speaking. We know it's not gonna go back down to what it was. We're not getting down to 2% or 1.5% interest on homes for any event. That was crazy, historically low. I'm not even sure how it happened to begin with or how healthy it was for the economy, but it benefited a lot of people nonetheless.
It's like giving money away or having free money, right? So we'll go back into the 6s, come back down in the 5s, hopefully, but what I'm getting at is if you can stomach a slightly higher rate and get yourself into the 6s, you have an opportunity to have the house that you want.
We have clients who bought a year ago who are actually not happy with their home purchase anymore. A lot of people were forced into positions where they felt like they had no other options and they just settled for homes because they had to, and inventory, as y'all know, was non-existent. So they settled for something they didn't love.
Yeah, time was a factor to get here to Alabama, but right now, you've got the leisure to look at a ton of homes find one that's right for you in the right location, and still have a seller that's happy to work with you.
And be able to negotiate those concessions for closing costs or to buy down and lower your rate. Homeowners have a ton of equity and are feeling comfortable lowering their price points, we're seeing, and it's not taking all of their equity away unless they refinance like 19 times, right? So believe it or not, this could be one of the better markets for you to be a buyer in, and if you can negotiate that contract appropriately, you can get the house that you love without having to go way over asking price.
Okay, with that being said, I do have to mention one thing. If you're looking at the Michael Jordan of homes or the needle in the haystack, the creme de la creme, then you still have to be somewhat aggressive because we're still in an active market, but we're just cooler than the previous years. So don't come in thinking you're gonna get the nicest home in all of Gulf Shores for under asking, or a house that checks every single one of your boxes in the perfect price point and ask for $5,000 in seller concessions.
Yeah, you still have to be realistic with your situation, but there are definitely a lot more opportunities, especially if you're someone who looks for them.
Or if you're someone who finds them, an opportunist, if you will. Now, I'm not saying go and light someone's house on fire to create an opportunity for yourself. I know how some of my commenters think, but if you're someone who thinks outside the box or someone who isn't afraid of a little bit of hard work, then you might be in a very good situation right now.
I don't think we've ever bought a home that wasn't the least desirable house in the nicest neighborhood that we can afford. And sometimes it was a little uglier than what I would have liked, but I can promise you that every single time we left, I almost didn't want to leave because we made it so like HGTV perfect. So if you're out there watching, let me know. I might even put Joanna to shame, who knows?
Okay, calm down, crazy. On that note, I hope y'all learned a thing or two with us today. Now, go watch one of our other videos and we'll see you on the next one.
And you need to call us if you're planning to move to Bama because we would love to work with y'all.
See you guys later.
Bye.